The role of a manager in leading change. This is what we will be discussing today in this presentations. What exactly and how exactly the manager incorporates changes in an organization. So, what are we talking about it? Everyone in this particular room has a role in change leadership. Everyone, you, the audience, me, the speaker, in this particular video we can share these challenges, share our experiences. Bring a change leader is definitively difficult. It requires inspiring staff, it requires perfect coordination, it requires all the members to come in tandem with one another to ensure that they are working smoothly, absolutely smoothly all together, to see the face of the opposition being mitigated and ensuring that change actually happens. Remember, the opposition can be strong and vehemently opposing everything, and it is a daunting challenge for you to undermine the development of the oppositions that comes around you. Difficult, absolutely difficult. The role of a managers in a change management is absolutely never should be underestimated. Increasing complex communities problems require different talent. It requires different creativity. It requires leadership, not only in one person, not only a group of person, but in each one of us. As an employee, we need to ensure that the change that is desired for has to be taken place thereby. We need to understand every nuances thereby. Yes, change leadership is difficult to implement, but is not impossible. Remember, leader is someone who helps the people get where they want to go by seeing the opportunities of getting there. And this is what we have to go around it. It is the leader who decides where to go and which path to take. It is the leader which decide why the change is required, because with the mere fact that he or she is a leader, they have a better understanding, grasp over the situation. And probably one of the qualities of leaders being visionary, which might not be bestowed in each one of the followers or employees thereby. So a leader is someone who helps people to get where they want to go. It helps you, it facilitates you in achieving your objective by setting up the opportunities for getting there. So management was vis-a-vis leadership. What do we go around it? Leaders have people to follow them, while managers have people who work for them. Remember, this is what to go around it. Yes, one in the case of leaders, there are followers who are without any pressure, without any demand, without any request, are following the leaders, whereas the managers are the people who have been either pressurized or been monetized or been rewarded or been incentivized to work for them. A successful business owner needs to be both a strong leader and definitively a good manager to get their team on board. That is what we are looking forward to. Yes, leaders lead people and managers manage tasks is the golden words to understand the fine nuances or differences between management and leadership is all about it. So management and leaderships create different experiences. What are they? What kind of leader that we want to go across to? Let us understand under management and leadership one by one. First is the leaders for quality being stable. Management has to be on the stable thing, stable environment altogether. And it is only when there are no upheavement, there are no distortion, and everything is going smooth. Probably management takes a precedent, but it is in the unstable environment, unstable condition, when things are very distorted, things are not very clear. Leadership takes the mantle altogether. This is what is the biggest difference is. So management works in a safe environment where the leadership works in a difficult environment. Management is all about being consistent, all about being able to predict as on when on happen. But leadership is to take the bull by its horn. It's an uncomfortable situation. It is bearable to even predict as to what might be the outcome and how to react accordingly. Management is all about being calm. So when everything is going your way, there's nothing to go wrong. That is where the good managers might be going across it. But it when everything is not going your way, everything is going the other way around. It is the leaders who will take you in a much calmer environment in the form of being anxious, and leadership is all about being chaotic in chaotic situation. How does it takes you out from a chaotic situation to a stable environment in wherein a management is all about being following the orders, following the hierarchy, following the procedures as the case might be. So we talk about management in terms of status quo. Yes, in terms of leadership, it is all about resistance. It is all of chaotic, and this is what we are talking around it. Remember, the 10 habits of change leaders all been everywhere been stated. Let me give it to you what has been stated all together. So step one has been spoken around it. I am going to tell you all the steps one by one. First, use teams and individuals. Refuse to be a prisoner of experiences. Refuse to follow the traditions. Step one, use team with different types of skill, different type of experiences to encourage creativity and breadth. Breakthrough thinking. Think about out of box, conduct or participate in brainstorming sessions, set goals, set objectives which are creative, which are out of box, which are innovative. Recognize and reward suggestion for continuous improvement. Remember to obscure or to remove any form of fear of failure. Now, these fears are actually blocking thing. So go for a breakthrough thinking, block, absolutely take everything by its horn and remove any hindrances. Learn how to overcome your own fears by doing the wrong thing, by taking the prudent risk. Practice yourself asking what is the worst that could have personally happened. Let me bring it to the step number two is exposing your vulnerabilities. Admit mistakes. There's nothing wrong with it. You've committed some mistake, admit up, and it is only shows you being a responsible person in owning up your mistake. Encourage people to talk about the work that is affecting them. Now, this affecting word can be positive or negative also. In either way, encourage them to communicate. Be willing to express your fears, your reservations, your uncomfortableness. There's nothing wrong at the end of the day. At the end of the day, all of us are human beings. Create conversation, back and forth dialogue. Engage in meaningful dialogue with people who are in part of your group. Accept and encourage at learning mentalities for parts of the organization that you and your team don't know much about. Make time for reflection and self discovery for yourself and your team, as the case might be. Let us come to the step number three is to acknowledge your shadow side. Not everything is brighter on everybody's front. Adopt a learning attitude towards your vulnerabilities. Anticipate situations that might give you problem, that might not, you not have planned for, that might not have been mentally rehearsed at all. Talk to others, solicit help. There's nothing wrong in asking for it. Watch people you believe in to handle the situation well. Learn to look at negative feedback and criticism as potentially useful information that you need to understand more fully. Think about how you handle high pressure situation. Identify ways you can handle them more. Solicit feedback from others regarding how you handle the stressful situation. Make a point to observe how other deals with the stressful situation. This is what you got to go around it. Everybody might get stressed. There is nothing wrong in getting stressed. Everybody might come to go through those burnt out syndrome altogether. Encourage. Remember, there is only one thing that you can go about it is encourage your direct reports to acknowledge their shadow side, their vulnerabilities, their fear, their apprehension, and provide coaching and feedback as on when on basis. Let go to the step number 4, which is all about developing a right versus a right decision making mentality. It is the positive attitude that you want to garner around it. Use paradox management tools for decision, have a follow through with everything, no matter how adverse the situation is. Avoid trying answering question where there is no solution just because you believe people can't handle uncertainty. Remember, pay attention to the changes in the external environment that can have an impact on a significant paradox you are trying to manage. Work on clarifying what is important to you, for example your values, your beliefs. Be open about existence of paradoxes and teach how to manage them. Challenge yourself to understand the upside and downside, the competing forces for each of the decisions that you come across with it. And that is what we are talking around here. Let us visit the step number 5. That is where you have to create team that probably create discomfort. You are not going to be in a comfortable zone. Encourage people to say what they really need is, and it is okay if they speak everything negative. At least encourage them. The mere fact that they are communicating shows they are part of the process. Don't withhold your ideas, your opinions, even if you don't agree with any of them, any one of them, or all of them. Hold open monthly meetings with no agenda. Remember, the only idea of having those monthly meetings is to encourage communication, nothing else. Spend time with your teams. Review what they are doing it. Look for honest and clear communication. Analyze their barriers. Create task force and project team comprises of people from different background, different experiences, different abilities, different skills. Remember, it is always in your stride if you can handle the bad news in a positive fashion. Never underestimate the fact that bad things have been communicated only from one sectors, one side, one person, one department means that is a vindictive side of your organization. Probably not. In fact, the mere fact that they are communicating establishes that they want to be at the right side, being successful at the same time. So survey the team at the end of the meeting to assess how effective it was. Remember, always believe in your team. Create a team that create discomfort. There's nothing wrong in it. Trust. The 6 steps is trust others before they even earn it. If you keep a blind trust, if you give them, even if they are wrong, give them a benefit of doubt. They will let you down once, twice, but not every time. Before at the end of the day, they will come on your side. Spend time in getting to know with the people. The direct report. Express your confidence in their abilities, encourage them, put a positive words, experiment with giving others the benefit of doubt. That is what we have been trying to ensure upon it. Be sure with your action, the action that matches your words. In short, I'm asking you to walk what you talk. Let us come to the step number 7, which is where we only coach rather than only lead. Please do not do the practice first and the foremost thing. Don't only instruct but also practice, show it out. Set goals to review performance it, and the goal should be little bit out of the comfortable zone. It is which will stretch your team. It will identify as in the person who will achieve the goals, as in who will excel. So have conversation, have reports, have um, discussion about their experiences, and this discussion need not be led by the leader. It can be led by any team member. Again, the topic need not be always be negative, it might be positive also. Encourage them for the positive outcomes, celebrate those positive outcomes, assess those direct reports for coaching which is required. People who needs attention, people who have just missed the mark by a whisker, you need to teach them. So meet individually with all of the people. Never ignore the performance problem. There is nothing wrong with the performance problem is concerned. Talk to your direct report on the level of involvement and how they are working in their presence. That is what we are aspiring for it. Remember, always try to build a coaching culture. Pick a colleague who can help you out in this fashion. Never ever have any levels of distortion as far as your reporting is concerned or communication is concerned. So come to the step number 8, which is to connect instead of to create. This is one we all believe in. Now, what has the fallacies in this particular statement is all of us try to build up a new team, create a new team, foster a stronger bond. Why don't we already exist, work with the existing team and create or connect instead of create, have make meaningful relationship, reward people on their ability to connect with others, develop principle that influences everyone in the organization to work towards the same goal, foster connectivity, foster communication, foster things that helps you out. Think about department and organization that could benefit from knowing what you are doing and sharing information with them. Form a community of practices around a shared purpose. Check out suppliers that have web-based product. Remember, set goals to learn about the priorities and other departments and function. Develop a plan to take a short-term assignments in other functional areas. Arrange visit to other companies to benchmark the best practices. Look for assignment with exposures to multiple business and function. Do not, I repeat, do not stay in your homes, in your offices. Make sure that you get in touch with people. Make sure you start building a rapport. First and foremost thing, there is nothing that can replace a human connection. So I again repeat the same word as to make connection, make meaningful relationships in the first place. Let us come to the step number 9 before we come to the end step. It is the ninth step is give up some control. Do not hog on all the powers. Do not have vested interest. Learn how to influence effectively without controlling them, without learn how to delegate, give powers to people to take decision and ask them to own up their decision. In case the decision goes wrong, support them, augment what went wrong, coach what went wrong, have much more informal or spontaneous interaction. Remember, spend time confronting your own anxiety about why you have difficult situation, refraining from sending a lot of instruction, issuing a lot of direction for the status report. Recruit top players who can be given independence. In fact, encourage people, or should I say, empower people to make the right decision. In case they don't are not adequately trained, upgrade them, uptrain them, and show them the confidence that you are having it. Never, I repeat, never have a meeting which is unscheduled or absolutely on an impulsive basis just because something has gone wrong. It shows a wrong picture, shows a wrong sentiments been sent to the team altogether. Pay attention that you to the fact that you trust the team come what may, and never should I say ever be afraid to delegate things to their team member. Let us come to the last point as challenge the conventional wisdom. I am asking you to thinking out of your box, being creative and coming up with innovative solutions to the obstacle that comes in the way. You need to make time for activities that will actually help you gain a new perspective. Remember, often spend time asking question of the tradition that has been set in, that has been practiced upon, and encourage them why cannot this tradition be broken at the same time and improve upon the procedures. Set goals which are outrageous. Set goals to challenge the conventional wisdom. It helps you in making a point, bringing a new energizing ideas both in the perspective of your team and every one of us that comes around here. Remember, as a leader, we have been waiting for what? We are waiting for a newer change, newer transformation, and everything that facilitates a better standard of living and higher achievement of our objective at a quicker pace. That is what we are looking into it. We come to the possible activities. Remember, these are the questions that I'm going to leave it to you for you to ponder upon at the end of the presentation as to what are the challenges of leading a staff, a stakeholder, or coalition to change your community. What is it that is working when leading staff, and what is it that is not working when leading the shareholders and coalition to change your community? Think about it. Think about the biggest things that you can lead your staff and coalitions to change with a vision for a change. And with this, I come to an end of this presentation. Thank you for watching this video.